Noah and the Ark Bible story. As generations passed after Adam and Eve, the world grew more populated, but it also grew more corrupt. Evil filled the hearts of men, and violence spread across the earth like a dark cloud. The scriptures say, God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, Genesis 6 verse 5, and that every imagination of their hearts was continually evil. Sorrow filled God's heart as he looked upon creation, now stained by sin. It repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, Genesis 6 verse 6. Yet in the midst of this darkness stood one righteous man, Noah. The Bible declares, "But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord," Genesis 6 verse 8. Noah walked with God when others turned away. Because of this, God chose him for a divine mission, one that would preserve life and rewrite the story of humanity. God revealed his plan to Noah. "The end of all flesh has come before me," Genesis 6 verse 13. He would send a great flood to cleanse the earth. But he instructed Noah to build an ark, an enormous vessel of salvation. God gave precise instructions. "Make thee an ark of gopher wood," Genesis 6 verse 14, with rooms 3 stories and a window above. The ark was to be 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. A massive structure built not for sailing, but for preserving life. With obedience, Noah and his sons began building the ark. Day after day, they hammered, cut, and shaped wood according to God's command. Though people mocked and scoffed, Noah continued. The Bible says simply and powerfully, "Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him. So did he," Genesis 6 verse 22. When the ark was finished, God instructed Noah to gather the animals. "Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, and of beasts that are not clean by two," Genesis 7 verse 2. Birds filled the sky, animals walked the earth, and creeping things crawled aboard. Noah also brought his family, his wife, his sons, and their wives. When all were inside, the Lord shut him in, Genesis 7 verse 16, sealing them in divine protection. Then the judgment came. The heavens burst open, and the windows of heaven were opened, Genesis 7 verse 11. Rain poured down for 40 days and 40 nights. Springs erupted from the ground. Waters rose, lifting the ark. The Bible says, "The waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth," Genesis 7 verse 19, until every mountain was covered. All life outside the ark perished, but inside the ark, Noah and those with him were safe in God's care. For 150 days, the waters dominated the earth, but God remembered Noah. God made a wind to pass over the earth, Genesis 8 verse 1, and the waters began to recede. The ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. Noah sent out a raven, then a dove, and when the dove returned with an olive leaf, Noah knew the earth was becoming livable again. Finally, God commanded Noah to come out of the ark. The first thing Noah did was build an altar. "And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord," Genesis 8 verse 20, and offered burnt offerings in gratitude. God smelled the offering and declared he would never again curse the ground or destroy all living things with a flood. Then God made a covenant, a promise sealed with a sign. "I do set my bow in the cloud," Genesis 9 verse 13. The rainbow became a symbol of mercy, reminding humanity for all generations that God keeps his promises. The story of Noah and the ark is one of judgment and grace, obedience and salvation. It reveals a God who punishes sin, but always leaves a door of hope open for the righteous.